Alright, so I'm going to teach you how to use the second method to solve a quadratic inequality. So from the previous video, I teach you how to use the graph drawing, right? Okay, so the method 2 will be called the number line. So number line, how do I use number line to solve a quadratic inequality? Let's find out how. Okay, so using the same inequality, so x plus 3, x minus 1 more than 0, right? Okay, so first thing first, I write down the inequality x plus 3, x minus 1, bracket more than 0. Okay, so the next thing I will need to write down or draw is the number line. Okay, so I just put down the x value first. So x is equal to positive 1 or x equal to negative 3. And you notice there are 3 regions to it, right? So there's a yellow region, there's a green region, and a purple region. Okay, the next thing I need to do is to determine what is the sign for each of the region. So what do I mean by the sign? Is it positive or is it negative? It's either positive or negative, no other sign. Okay, so first thing first, let's determine the sign for the purple region. So if you notice one thing, right, the purple region, all the numbers in the purple region is more than 1. So example, here is 2, here is 3, here is 4, so and so forth. Okay, so as long as I choose any number that is more than 1, and I sub it into the so-called equation, and I see what is the number that I get, then I'm good to go already. Okay, so for simplicity's sake, I sub in 2, right? So I sub in 2 into the so-called this equation. So if I sub in 2, you will notice that 2 here, 2 here. So I'll get 2 plus 3, right, 5. Multiply by 2 minus 1 is 1. So I'll get a positive 5. So positive 5 is a positive number, so you just write down positive. Alright, okay, now I go on to the green region. So same thing, maybe I write down the x plus 3, x minus 1 first. Okay, so for the green region, the numbers between negative 3 and 1 will satisfy the green region. So it can be negative 2, can be negative 1, 0, 0.5, so and so forth. Right? So you just sub in any number. So for me, right, simplicity sake, 0. I sub in 0 because 0 is like maybe right here. Okay, so I sub in 0 and I see what sign I get. So when you sub in 0, right, you will find out that you will get a positive 3 multiplied by negative 1. So you will get a negative 3 number. So negative 3 is negative number, so you will get negative. Right? So you can try substituting any number that is, maybe you can sub in negative 2. You definitely will get a negative number. Right? Okay, now I move on to the last region, which is the yellow region. Okay, yellow region is any number that is less than negative 3. It can be negative 4, negative 5, so and so forth. Alright? Okay, let me write down the thing first. X plus 3, x minus 1 bracket. So for me, maybe I sub in any number, negative 5. So I sub in negative 5. Okay, you will get this one is negative 2 times negative 6. So it's a positive 12, right? Because negative times negative, positive. Right? So the number is not important. I just want to know the sign. Okay, so you'll get a positive. So you see it's an alternate. So it's a plus minus plus. It's always an alternate. Right? So there won't be a region that you will find positive together or negative together. Alright? Okay, so after determining the sign, I will need to look at the inequality again. So I want more than 0. More than 0 means positive, right? Positive. So you go to the positive region. So okay, so I look at positive 1 here, right? Okay, I go to the positive region, is right here. Here, right? Then I look at the negative 3, I must go to the positive region, so it's here. So the inequality that I need to write down is x less than negative 3, because this arrow, right, at the negative 3 is pointing towards the left hand side, so it's less than negative 3, or x more than positive 1. Okay, so this is the quadratic inequality. So of course, if let's just say I change the inequality a bit, instead of giving you more than 0, right, I give you less than 0. So x plus 3x minus 1 less than 0. So I draw the number line again. So I just put down the x value, negative 3, positive 1. So it's positive here, negative here, positive here. Right? So since you want negative less than 0, it's a negative region. So negative region, you just go to here. And after that, this one, go to here. Okay, so of course, this one, normally we don't draw two arrows like this. We just draw something like this. We draw something like this. Okay, so this quadratic inequality must be like together. Okay, so x is more than negative 3 but less than 1. Right, so this is how we use the number line to solve a quadratic inequality. Okay, so of course, which method you would choose really depends on you. Which one you understand better, or which one you feel that is you are more comfortable in using. Okay, so for me, I will use a number line because number line is more generic. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so example, let's just say I give you 3 brackets instead of 2 brackets. So maybe I just randomly choose x plus 1, x minus 2, and x maybe plus, okay, minus 3 bracket. Okay, so if it's more than 0. So how do I solve this inequality? Same thing, I draw the number line and I write down the x value. So x value is 3, then here is 2, and here is negative 1. So if you use a graph, it's more difficult to solve because for graph method 1 wise, you can only solve if you have 2 brackets. So let's just say you have 3 brackets or even more brackets, right? You can use a number line. Number line definitely can help you solve 3 brackets, right? Okay, so now I will need to determine the region. So there are more region now, no? So the yellow region, the green region, the purple region, and another light pink region, right? Okay, so let's determine all the region, the sign for the region, right? Okay, so I will determine the very right hand side of the region, which is this. Okay, so you just submit any number that is more than 3 because this region you can have 4, 5, so and so forth, right? Okay, so you submit, maybe you submit 5 for simplicity's sake. So when you submit 5, okay, so you notice that 6 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 is always a positive, so it's positive. Okay, so now we go to this region. Okay, so this region, okay, you submit any number that is more than 2 but less than 3. So maybe you can submit 2.5. So you will notice that you will get a negative. Okay, so you don't believe you can try yourself. Then the green region, you submit any number more than negative 1 but less than 2. So for simplicity's sake, 0. So when you submit 0, you get positive. And last but not least, the yellow region, right, you'll get a negative because it's alternate one, right? So you can see that I don't even need to calculate. As long as know one of the region, I can put, let's just say I put plus, then the next will be minus, then plus, minus, so and so forth. Right? Okay, so after determining all the region, now I look back at the inequality sign, which is more than 0. Right? Okay, so now I look at negative 1. I want more than 0, right? So I must go to the positive region right here. Okay, so now I go to the 2. So I go to the positive region. Okay, then last but not least, I go to the positive 3, right? So positive 3, I go to the positive region right here. Okay, so of course, if you write down the quadratic, this is not quadratic already, this is called cubic inequality already. So this cubic inequality will be x less than 2 more than negative 1. So don't forget, there's still one more, right? So this one is the so-called outlier. So x or x more than 3. Okay, so yeah, so this is for number line. Of course, for A maths, I don't think you will see this cubic inequality, so not to worry too much.